At the beginning of the film, we are immediately introduced to the main character named Driver, or Gordon. He is seen being escorted by prison guards, while other inmates express their hatred toward him. The warden calls him in and shows him photos of other injured inmates, possibly the reason why Gordon is so despised. Before being released, the warden hands him a business card, just in case he needs help. However, as soon as he steps outside, Gordon throws the card away.
And I hope to God, please, call one of these numbers. Where's the exit?
No family or friends are there to greet him. His only goal, revenge. He begins walking alone across the barren land, starting his journey. Gordon turns out to have kept an old classic car. Inside it, he retrieves documents, a photo of someone, and a gun he had prepared 10 years ago. Hatred and anger still burn inside him. He immediately drives toward a town. Ignoring traffic, Gordon crosses the street and enters an office, looking for someone without saying a word. The scene shifts to a restroom, where the people are seen dealing drugs. One of them, John, uses the drugs in his car to cope with his mental pressure. John is actually a detective. He arrives at a murder scene handled by a female detective named Karen. Karen questions John's presence, believing their superior, Mallory, wouldn't approve of him taking over the case. It is also revealed that John is close to retirement.
Because Mallory would never put you on my case.
Gordon visits a mafia boss's house to ask for the names of his next targets. However, when he refuses to pay, the mafia boss orders his men to attack him. But once they see the tattoo on Gordon's hand, they panic and flee. They know who he really is.
I want the other names. And now, I want to renegotiate. Kenny. Get fair. You don't know half the sick shit they do over there just to win a title.
I know who you are. Can't mess with no ghost.
Ball-headed Precious, get your...
Meanwhile, at the police station, Karen and John work to uncover Gordon's identity by analyzing a photo of his tattoo. It's revealed that after being released from prison, Gordon had access to a large amount of money and always worked alone. Eventually, Gordon manages to gather the identities of all his revenge targets. Elsewhere, a professional hitman known as Killer is seen training physically. From a childhood photo, it's revealed that he once needed assistive devices due to a congenital condition. Killer receives a phone call from an unknown individual offering him a new job with Gordon as the target. As a professional assassin, Killer is equipped with advanced gear and begins monitoring Gordon's every move. Meanwhile, Karen explains Gordon's background. It turns out that during his time in prison, Gordon was feared by everyone. 10 years ago, Gordon and his crew carried out a bank robbery, with him serving as the driver. His exceptional driving skills allowed his team to consistently escape the police. Gordon's next target is an old man being helped into his house by a young woman. It turns out Killer is already there, watching from a distance. He sees Gordon's car arrive at the location and begins readying his weapon. Filled with rage and sorrow, Gordon steps out of the car, holding an old photo of himself and his brother, Gary, a reminder of his revenge-driven mission. Elsewhere, Karen shows John a video recording. In it, after the initial robbery, another group is seen ambushing Gordon and Gary. John asks where the footage came from. Karen explains she found it a week after becoming a detective. During a special operation, the video shows how Gordon and his brother were forced to reveal the location of the stolen money in their home. In the footage, Gordon is seen forcing his brother, Gary, to reveal the location of the stolen money for their safety. Gary eventually confesses that the money is hidden beneath the kitchen floor. As John watches the footage, he appears nervous, raising suspicion. The gang ultimately kills Gary, and one of the men involved is revealed to be the same person Gordon shot at the beginning of the film. The elderly man who became Gordon's recent target turns out to be the one who recorded the tragic event. The scene continues as Gordon breaks into the old man's house and kills him. As he is about to leave, Killer appears, and a gunfight ensues. However, Gordon chooses not to continue the fight and walks away.
He made us do it!
The same footage also reveals that Gordon was once shot in the head. The hospital declared him dead, but the bullet only passed through his skull and cheek. He survived, thanks to a metal plate implanted in his head, and now he's back, driven by vengeance.
This guy refused to die. He must be going after everyone in that video.
While pouring a drink, John scalds his hand with hot water. As he rolls up his sleeve, Karen notices a tattoo on his arm. John explains that he got it after an accident during a visit. Meanwhile, Gordon continues his mission. His next target is a woman with a child, his ex-wife. Gordon had left her while she was pregnant, forcing her to abort their child.
Why did you make me stop coming to see?
Did you find a good family?
You know what you're doing.
On the other side, Killer has married his longtime girlfriend, Lily. The two vow to leave Kyler's past as an assassin behind and start a new, peaceful life. Gordon continues his hunt and arrives at an entertainment venue, where he spots a tattooed man, the same one who once slit Gary's throat. Gordon follows him to the restroom. The man notices Gordon and accepts his fate. He tells the janitor to leave and admits they were hired by someone to kill Gordon. Before dying, he hands over his phone and asks Gordon to deliver a message of apology to his child.
Go outside and watch the door. Tell me, shit, I'm sorry. You say you down, mother. Father's sorry. Something happened.
Meanwhile, Killer looks through photos of his wedding with Lily. As he flips through childhood photos, he comes across an old picture of Gordon, his final target. Determined to finish what he started, Killer prepares for one last mission. Lily is shocked to see her husband holding a gun again, breaking his promise. Kyler assures her this will be the last time.
I thought you said you were done.
But after this one,
You promised me you were quitting.
and I will.
While listening to the radio, Gordon hears that the man he stabbed the night before is still alive, albeit in critical condition. For Gordon, leaving a target alive is unacceptable. He turns around and heads to the hospital. Killer is also on his way to the same hospital, still hunting Gordon. Gordon enters the operating room and ensures the target is dead by shooting him.
Doctor.
John, who is also at the hospital, chases Gordon. They exchange gunfire in the parking lot, but when Gordon gets the upper hand and points his gun at John's head, he chooses not to kill him. Killer continues tracking Gordon, leading to a high-speed chase through city traffic. Gordon manages to aim his gun at Killer but spares him. He's not on the list. He only shoots out the car's tire. However, Killer, fully committed to killing Gordon, fires back and wounds his neck. Later, Gordon visits his parents' home and confronts his mother at gunpoint, demanding to know where his father is. She tells him that his father died 4 years ago. Gordon accuses his father of betraying him and Gary for money, but his mother insists it's not true. His father loved Gary and would never have betrayed them. Gordon begins to suspect someone else, Gary's girlfriend. Gordon continues his quest, this time targeting a man named Alexander, now a Reformed pastor. Alexander is shocked when Gordon suddenly appears before him. Before Gordon can execute him, Alexander's wife and child arrive. Gordon takes him aside to the lake. There, Alexander recounts his life after the dark events, falling into drugs and women before eventually ending up in prison. Behind bars, he found faith. Gordon points his gun but ultimately chooses to let him live. Unbeknownst to Gordon, Killer is watching from a distance and sees him spare Alexander's life.
God can't save you. I know the devil got your heart twisted. I can't.
Later, Gordon returns to the church to reflect, sensing his mission is nearing its end. Suddenly, Killer appears and points a gun at him. Elsewhere, John arrives at the same location. Karen, suspicious of John's whereabouts, decides to follow after receiving new evidence at headquarters. Killer reveals that there is one final target left for Gordon, the person who ordered the entire operation, and that person is still alive. Moments later, John appears and orders Killer to drop his weapon. Killer refuses, saying the mission isn't over. Suddenly, John shoots Gordon. It is revealed that John was the one who shot Gordon in the head 10 years ago. Gordon had already figured out who was behind it all. Gary's girlfriend was the informant who leaked their location while John was on duty. Every target Gordon eliminated was connected to John.
Hired some more of my informants down there.
He didn't even know about you.
His brother's girlfriend was my informant down in
Meanwhile, Karen finally uncovers the truth that John is the mastermind behind everything. At the same time, John is on the phone with his ex-wife, Marina, talking about starting a new and peaceful life. But just then, Gordon, who survived thanks to the metal plate in his skull, appears and shoots John from behind.
Metal plate.
Shortly after, Karen arrives at the scene and finds John dead. Now, only Karen knows the full truth about John's crimes. At last, Gordon's mission to avenge his brother, Gary, is complete. He can finally find peace.